Mr. Model K4, can you provide some information about your background as an information technology professional?
I would like first to thank you for your interests in my views as a contribution to your research. I want to wish you the best in your academic and professional endeavors. Well, telling you about my wide background as an information technology professional will take us back to a quarter of a century ago when I started working as a staff accountant and later on as a business analyst with another institution. I must emphasize that in college, I was majoring in accounting with a minor in management information systems. Most of my technology training came from on-the-job training or job-related professional development. I did, however, have the basics from college. Those basic skills included word processing, spreadsheet, databases, and COBOL programming. 25 years ago, that was 1989, and my job was to collect, capture, and document the actual user experience. I was like an intermediary between the users and developers, and later become a programmer with assignments using COBOL, DBASE, and Foxbase, which later on became respectively Foxpro and Visual Foxpro. From there I became programmer, until I became Director of Application Systems Development, which has been my current position for the last 5 years.
Obviously you have been a witness of the emergence of Foxpro as a new technology. What is your recollection of the early years of Foxpro adoption?
My first recollection goes back to the similarities of Foxpro with base and Foxbase environments, from which it derived. The language was practically the same and they shared the same data file structures with the extension DBF. I remember that Foxpro 1.0 was released in 1989, and the product was acquired by Microsoft in 1992. The first most powerful version of Foxpro was 2.6, which came out in 1993. And to date we are still using that version to accomplish certain tasks.
You are still using Foxpro 2.6, which is now 21 years old?
Yes, we are, but I need to situate this reality within the evolutionary context of the life cycle of the software.
Interesting. Can you situate that context within the context of how, when, and why did you come to the decision to adopt Foxpro as a development tool in your organization?
It was the first criterion for me to recommend Foxpro as a software development tool in my organization. We needed a tool that was reliable, robust, affordable, and flexible enough for the conception, development, and implementation of our business processes. We needed to develop our own tool to serve multi-platform users, which included Mac, Unix, DOS, and Windows users, in a client-server environment. In addition, we needed a tool with a comprehensively short learning curve for the experienced team of programmers I was managing. The year was 1995, and Foxpro 2.6, as a new Microsoft product, was the immediate answer to our needs. A few years later, after the HRE release of subsequent releases of Visual Foxpro between 1995 and 1997, I decided to migrate the application from Foxpro 2.6 to Visual Foxpro in order to meet certain technical requirements. Nevertheless, to fasten the migration process, we needed to avoid having to redesign every screen in order to meet the requirements of the Visual Foxpro environment. This is the context which keeps us using Foxpro 2.6 to this date, 21 years after its original release. The screenwriter from Foxpro 2.6 enabled programmers to generate actual programs from visually generated screens.
What version of Visual Foxpro did you migrate to?
That was version 6.0, and it was our last Foxpro upgrade.
So your staff never had the chance to use 9.0, the last Foxpro version?
No, Foxpro is dead. It makes no sense risking using a dying software.
Indeed, in March 2007, Microsoft announced that there will be no VFP 10. 8 thus making VFP 9, released to manufacturing on December 17, 2004, the last commercial VFP release from Microsoft. Microsoft also announced that support for Foxpro will end in January 2015, retrieved from httpn.wikipedia.org/wik/visualfoxpro. What do you think of this decision?
I believe that the decision to retire Foxpro is a strategic one on the part of Microsoft Corporation. Maybe they are trying to silence Foxpro in order to push new similar or existing other products. Regardless, that decision is unfair to the millions of customers out there, developers, business owners, and end users who have invested their time and resources in Foxpro.
What was the impact of Microsoft Corporation decisions to retire Foxpro on your organization?
Once we became aware of the decision to retire Foxpro, my team and I decided that following a no more upgrade to other version of Foxpro B, we needed to find alternatives. See, we had to make a compelling case to the executive branch for support and funds to migrate our Foxpro proprietary software to more stable environments.
And what was the outcome?
There were two outcomes which led to the migration of our Foxpro resources to two different environments: an Oracle ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning System, and an online modular proprietary software tools developed in Java by my team of programmers. I do not want to go into specifics, but I must emphasize that although the ERP system could accommodate many functionalities, certain processes had to be developed in-house, and Java was the best alternative to Foxpro in this regard.
Why did Java emerge as a replacement to Foxpro?
Many factors explain the emergence of Java as an alternative to Foxpro. Java is the #1 programming language for enterprise development and web application. Java is flexible enough for multi-platform development. See, there are millions of competent Java developers available. Java meet the requirements of the present and the next version, Java 9, is being written to meet the future face-to-face. See, last but not least, Java is open source, and its current owner, Oracle Corporation, cannot do to Java what Microsoft did to Foxpro.
Was Java the only alternative to Foxpro?
No, Java was the best alternative for me, but there are many other products out there which can replace Foxpro. I can, for instance, name Yamaha, retrieved from http www.yangju.com, and Servoe, retrieved from http servoe.com.
Is your organization looking beyond Java?
We are currently contemplating the universe of cloud computing, and I am glad Java is compatible with the clouds. Oracle is currently offering Java cloud services. We are not currently looking beyond Java, but you never know when the next technological innovation in this field will emerge. That is why I'm keeping an open mind and an open heart, by keeping our data as independent as possible from the client.
What is the overall strategy for technology adoption by your organization? Does your institution adopt new technologies as soon as they are released, or do you have a wait-and-see attitude?
Here, our wash-all strategy responds to three fundamental concepts: reliability, which mandates that we are consistent in providing our services; the recoverability, which requires that we are fit to quickly recover from disasters; and adaptability, which defines our capabilities to face change in technological and business climates, including technological innovations today and tomorrow. In other words, in order to cope with this agenda, we stand between the early and late majority of adopters. This balance is critical for us in the fulfillment of our mission. 15. This was my last question. I truly thank you for the interview. As promised, I will gladly send to you a copy of the finish.
This was my last question. I truly thank you for the interview. As promised, I will gladly send to you a copy of the finished product. I must thank you, Ms. Maria Della Rosa, for accepting to give me this interview. Can you provide some information about your background as a software user in general?
My experience as software end user actually started while I was in college during the mid-1990s, with the release of Windows 1995, which created something like a revolution in the software industry. Many people for the first time found themselves obligated to upgrade their computers in order to be able to use the new operating system, which was very demanding in terms of memory and disk space. I had to have the family computer upgraded with a new hard drive and additional memory. My real experience started with the task of reinstalling Microsoft Office at home, and skill which paved the way for me to develop future interests as a competent and experienced end user.
For how long have you been at your current position as budget director?
I started working here in 2000 as a staff accountant and was promoted to the positions of assistant director and budget director respectively in 2008 and 2010. But since I started in 2000, I have been playing a major role as an end user with the financial systems. I was there when the system was migrated from Foxpro 2.6 to Visual Foxpro, and later on from Visual Foxpro to Java
Can you describe your role with respect to the financial application modules developed in Foxpro?
I can say that the Foxpro and Visual Foxpro versions of the financial systems were client-server applications which ran under the DOS, Windows, Unix, and Mac operating systems. From my ability to detect and report bugs, to my suggestions on the needs for enhancements, improved performance, and better quality reporting on the budget module, I was progressively acknowledged as a key end user until I became budget director.
Did you know Foxpro?
I did learn the user functionalities of the software and the basics of the language. Foxpro was shipped with user manuals and developers' documentation. Such efforts greatly help in my communication and interaction with developers.
How did you react to the news of the end of life of Foxpro?
I had mixed feelings about it. First, I felt betrayed due to the efforts I had made in learning the software. When that news came in 2007, I was investigating the features of Foxpro 9.0, especially the functionalities on application development for the web. Nevertheless, I embraced the news of the demise of Foxpro as a wonderful opportunity to learn new tools and to have the entire budget module redesigned from scratch.
And the new tool was Java. Can you describe your role with respect to the financial applications developed in Java?
I worked closely with the programmer in charge of the module, and we have today a budget module which meets all of our needs as an institution. We started from scratch with pen and paper by identifying functionalities and reports that would stay as they were, those that needed to be changed, and the scope of the desired modifications, and new features and reports that did not exist. We held meetings every Fridays to check on progress being made and revise requirements. Serving as a liaison between applications development team and the users community, I am happy to report now we have a budget tool which meets all of our objectives without the need for cross-platform and connectivity patches as was the case with Foxpro.
What differences can you establish between the Foxpro and Java versions of the financial applications?
With the Foxpro version, we had a client-server application which was built over time. In that case, the application was using files downloaded on the local computer to connect to the main server. Changes for one operating system had to be customized for every other one. In the Java version, we have a web-based application which runs on web browsers, anywhere, anytime, irrespective of the nature of the operating system. In addition, changes in the code stay the same for all operating systems.
Thank you very much for your contribution.